All right, getting a little late night one in today. This one's from Fort George, Sunrise, OPA, Oatmeal Pale Ale. You can see right there, pretty sessionable at 5%. Pretty good. Oatmeal usually brings like a more creamy, like, full, soft mouthfeel. That's what she said. But, yeah, it's pretty good. Light citrus notes. Not bad. Little bit hoppy. Bitter. So we're going to be using B&M's Soft Heart series, and this one is Paganini's Violin. Don't know if I said that right, but it is what it is. This is my first time using the Soft Heart series from Barrister Mann. This is a series that's basically super small batch, limited editions. It comes in a different base than the rest of their stuff. It's called the PP8 base. I guess it has the same ingredients as Excelsior, but in different ratios, and the testers really liked it, but in the end of the day, they went with Excelsior for one reason or another. There's the ingredients right there. You've probably already seen it somewhere before, but nice top label, nice side labels, real good stuff. This stuff is soft. Like, if you told me it was a cream, I would easily believe it. Like, look how much stuck to my finger. I would believe it if you told me it was a cream. It's soft. I'm wondering if I just leave it open, if it will harden a little bit. So, let's get into it. I got some lathered up in the bowl. Don't know if I underloaded or overloaded, but that's that. There's my Lancaster bowl. I'm going to be using my That Darn Rob synthetic. This one is the Bird's Eye under cream or ivory, whatever you want to call it. Very nice brush. It's got an AP Shave Co. 28mm SynBad knot. I'm just going to give it a dunk in the tap water, not distilled water this time. I'm kind of debating just throwing the rest of the gallon out. Still got about a third of a gallon. I've been recycling it after every shave, and it's just lasting forever, and I don't really feel like I need it, to be honest. The distilled water, I think it would be helpful to people with hard water, because while I was using it, I had no problems creating lather. But I do not think necessarily that I need any help. I thought my water was just fine. I thought my lathers before using distilled water were just fine. And I don't know. I've already added one addition. I just gave the tips a little dunk. Gave them a second dunk here. So yeah, the scent on this one, it's somewhat light. I'd say it's under medium, or maybe just approaching medium. It's definitely not bold. Although once lathered, I feel like it did step up a touch. So, this actually, when I first smelled it, what popped into my mind was APR and Noble Otter's collaboration, Texaus, which is the aftershave oil we'll be using since this doesn't have a matching aftershave. Do another little dunk of water. And then I cracked open Texaus and I smelt it and I was like, okay, they're different. But they got a similar vibe going on. So here's Barrister Mann's notes. Barrister Mann said, and they had a little story about this Paganini guy, but the notes that they had were freshly clean skin out of a hot shower. Okay, weird start, but I'm listening. Fruity undercurrents, and tea. So they don't really go in depth there. I feel like they leave a lot to the imagination. I don't feel like it's tea heavy, and I don't feel like it's necessarily carries any like herbal notes, really. I would say the tea might be somewhere in the heart. It definitely gives me that clean skin vibe, like just an overall clean. I wouldn't say necessarily fresh, but it's like clean. It's I would say it leans masculine, although it's not like overtly masculine. It's I think it's a fantastic scent. Like scent wise, I do really like it. It is a little bit hard to put my finger on. I can't always break down everything all the time, but I don't get any fruitiness from it really whatsoever. To me, it's just like that fresh skin, and then like a kind of calming mellowness from the tea, and it just creates something that's it's very calming, very wearable. I think it can be appreciated pretty easily. And I wouldn't hesitate wearing this like to work or any casual professional setting. I wouldn't say that this is sexy though. I wouldn't say that it's like necessarily like attractive. I just feel like it's like a respectable, gentlemanly scent, you know? I really like this lather that it's creating. Really like it. And it has taken a ton of water. And that's that. I thought I possibly underloaded, but now not so much. It definitely went from looking like that I had too little cream, even though it's a soap, to now kind of looking like no, there's definitely enough. So I'm going to be using my Osiris Bladeworks honed vintage Kukri straight razor, square point here, 11/16 and whatever that is. And then it's got the Osiris Bladeworks scales. Haven't used this one in a while. And it's still feeling great. One thing I like about this one is the weight. I feel like it has great weight. And I should say, by great weight, I mean it's like light, and I feel like it's maneuverable. It's not like a big Herkin beast. The scales are light. The whole thing overall is pretty light. So, very nice so far. I was watching a pretty nice movie my wife put on off of like Amazon Prime Video. It was called The Tax Collector or something like that. Something about kind of like the gangs of LA or whatever have somebody who goes around kind of extorting all the smaller gangs, the bigger gangs take a cut and shit like this. But it wasn't really gang forward. It was more so the story of the tax collector, his family, and his kind of like wingman. And I really enjoyed it. Got pretty good. I feel like it tapered off a little bit, but pretty good. This PP8 has a nice face feel to it. I can see why it kind of carried a little bit of respect from Barrister and Mann's testers, because it does seem like a pretty good bass right off the rip. You know, first impressions, first pass done. It definitely has a nice kind of density to it. I thought it was pretty fucking slick, but I don't know if it's the slickest thing I've ever used, but I do like kind of the low structure density that it carried. And I just got fucking all kinds of soap in my collar, probably in my beard. I am a fan of the regular Excelsior. Got the peasant's towel in my hand. Oh, I know it's, was it Lee? He was giving me a little shit for calling it a peasant's towel. But, I'm just giving you guys shit. Alright, let's get some more of this PP8 back on here. Honestly, I added about 5 dunks of water. And I feel like if I started adding more and I went to agitate again, it kind of gives me that vibe that it would take that water and continue building. I don't know. Just gives me that vibe. Gives me that vibe like it could take more water, like it's underhydrated. And I added 5 little water dunks, probably to about, you know, like about there in the water. So, just paint a little bit more in, huh? Just looks like it just like absorbs it. I don't know. I don't want my video to go on forever, but definitely looks like it could have took it. If I could get the damn soap back out of this 28mm knot. Okay, not too bad. I grilled up a nice steak, even though it was hot as fuck. I still grilled. Grilled up a nice steak, some roasted potatoes, and a salad. I don't know. I don't have no complaints. It's definitely cutting. Definitely cutting. Going super smooth across the skin. Very low structure though. I don't know if that's just on my part, not working it enough. But it did stay very close to the skin. Didn't really at any point blow up into like a huge voluminous thing, which is not necessary, but just an observation. There you have it. I think that'll conclude that second pass there against the grain. Very smooth. Still not holding a candle to a Dave the Ace card. But, you know, I feel like I got fairly comfortable with straight razor really fast. Now, obviously, I don't have my technique down to 15 strokes or probably not even 20 strokes. I've never put my mind to it. But I just kind of go with the, go with the flow. I don't have no need to speed it up, so I've never tried to speed it up. I don't look at like shaving as an exact science, really. I know a lot of other people do, but I don't. I just kind of go with it. I jump in there, see what I'm capable of, and then I eventually get decent at it. I know others, they try to break it down to atoms and neutrons and shit. Not really important to me. But I did feel comfortable quickly. Probably right around that 30 shaves mark. I just felt comfortable. Not like a master or anything, but comfortable. I could bust through a shave and most likely not get a cut. Now I got a cut with the commissure the other day, right there. It's already pretty faint. But I do think doing these videos is a tad more distracting. And although my videos are longer than most, I am weary about going like over that 25-minute mark, which is my average. So when I start getting close, I do try to wrap it up. Alright. Let's get all this shit out of the way. So, Noble Otter, APR, Texaus. Give it a nice shake. Like I said, I feel like this gives me a similar vibe, even though it is obviously a different scent upon opening it. It gives me a similar vibe where it's like clean, gentlemanly, maybe even a bit calming. But I will say this one's a little bit more sexy though. Can't lie. And it's more bold. Even the soap, I know I'm talking about the aftershave right now, but even the soap's more bold than the Paganini's Violin over here. That one's under medium. The Texaus, the soap, is actually over medium, so. Alright. So PP8 was pretty great, at least on first impressions. I liked it. So that's my first use of the Barrister Mann's Soft Heart series. Paganini's Violin. It's a winner with me. I think it's a good scent, but it isn't super exciting, you know what I mean? It's just a good scent. And used the Lancaster bowl, that darn Rob with the AP Shave Co. synthetic on top, the APR Noble Otter Texaus, and the straight razor honed and scaled up by Osiris Bladeworks, and that is the vintage Kukri razor right there. Right there. And it has that beautiful file work that I am a sucker for. So, that'll do it. Cheers, guys. I'll be back on Fern Week tomorrow. Fern Boys. Whoop.